Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I got scammed. And I want to make sure the same thing doesn't happen to you. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so most of you guys know that I have been playing Warhammer 40,000 and Fantasy, all of Games Workshop's games, for up over 30 plus years. And to tell you the truth, nothing like this has ever happened to me before. I've been scammed a couple times, but overall, you kind of see like the warning signs coming, and the more time you spend in the hobby, the more you're able to identify basic things that are a little bit suspect. But this one, I just honestly did not see coming. I have been desperate to get my hands on 3 gladiator tanks, just like many other people in North America, for literally months now. I mean, going on a year, I have had these things on order, and I've been really trying to complete my Deathwatch army recently, which is very difficult since they never actually restock the Games Workshop online web store. So that being said, I saw a recent post on a Facebook buy-sell trade group, one of the few groups that I am still a part of. And for the most part, you can trust like a lot of the people in the group. You got to be careful for like some obvious scams and stuff like that. But usually it's pretty clear, and there's some things you can do to like avoid your normal like base level scams. Like I'll always use PayPal goods and services. If you deal only with people that are top contributors, it means they've been part of the group for a while. They're posting buys, sells, trades regularly. So there's a lot less chance that they're going to blow up their reputation over that. So in this case, I paid a few $100 for these. Retail on them is like $90 a piece. So I basically paid retail, and they came in the condition that you see here, already built and then primed / painted. And to tell you the truth, from the pictures, you couldn't really tell that there was anything wrong with them, obviously, or I wouldn't have bought them. But once they arrived, once the package was open, they were not really packaged that well, and there were some loose pieces, and you could tell very clearly from like where they were broken off that these were actually like resin miniatures. And initially, you can tell by like the brittleness. I talk about resin and I talk about Forge World or Games Workshop's Finecast resin, but a lot of people haven't really dealt with resin. And obviously there's many different kinds of resin, including the type that they use to like do recasts and then also 3D prints as well. So in this case, initially I thought that these were recasts and was just absolutely blown away by just how close to actual gladiator tanks they are. But again, upon further inspection, you notice like a couple of things are wrong with them. Obviously where the pieces are broken and the brittleness, you can see normal plastic wouldn't have broken like that. You can also see that it's not plastic inside there. That's obviously resin. And then when you flip these over, which obviously I did not ask for pictures of the bottoms of them, you can see like little bubbles in the bottom. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with like resins or like casting stuff specifically, but I've done like some resin pours before, and I've used like some automotive like body resins and stuff. And it's not uncommon to get like these little bubbles on the top surface, but I did not realize that that was also the case with 3D printed goods. And to tell you the truth, once you really look at these up close, you can kind of see what looks like fingerprints, but it's actually like the layer lines of the 3D prints. And it's really amazing just how small they are and how well hidden. But then once I actually popped off the turret, maybe not this one. There we go. We can actually see down in there, and you can see these are the actual supports from the 3D print still attached on the inside there. So these are actually 3D printed replicas of gladiator tanks. And again, the pictures were pretty good. I asked for additional pictures, which were provided. And then oftentimes where you can catch people up is when you ask them if they have the extra bits from when they built them. And in this case, they said that they did have the extra bits. They said that they had the actual bases that went along with them, as well as there's like the little clear kind of flying stands. It's like a little cylinder that goes in between the actual tank itself and the base. And they told me that they had all those things and that they were going to be provided. But of course, when the package showed up, this is all I got. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch, and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. So very unfortunate situation. So I did get scammed. I fell for what is probably becoming more and more common scam, which is somebody selling either recasts or 3D prints and trying to play them off as original Games Workshop models. Now, obviously, this is a lot more common with actual models that come in resin and a lot less common with plastic kits. And I think if you were purchasing these in person, you would be substantially less likely to get scammed. But a lot of people are new to like the Warhammer, to the hobby, to the gaming on my channel. And a lot of people try to look for deals, try to look for a, army bundle or something like that to save a little money. And you have to be like really, really careful. Now, usually asking about like the bits and making sure all the parts are included will like help to avoid this. But obviously it's not always the case. So I thought maybe we'd talk about a couple of like warning signs and how to avoid them. So I think right off the bat, if you're new to the hobby, if you're new to the game, you shouldn't buy anything used. You should only buy brand new kits. Try to get a good deal on them. Maybe get like a big bundle like Christmas boxes or something like that. But right off the bat, when you're new to the hobby, you don't really know that there's like a ton of extra bits that come in it. Like for instance, with these gladiator tanks, they come with multiple different turret options, multiple different sponson options, and then of course like all the rest of the stuff to complete the kits. And oftentimes not only are those bits valuable because you could like easily magnetize or swap out the different weapons to have all the variants, but also a lot of times people will want to buy those bits if you have extras and you're not using them. So what you initially feel like is a discount because you're getting the kit already built or already painted for a few bucks cheaper than what you could get it from, even at a discount over MSRP. But in all reality, the bits and the stuff that's not coming with it could easily have made up for that extra couple bucks in savings. Not to mention, you don't know if the kit has been like nicely built or if it was built poorly. A lot of times you can't tell necessarily from the pictures if there's like big seam lines or issues with the actual build. So I think if you're new to the hobby, you should just stick to brand new kits to make sure that you're getting everything that's supposed to be in the box and to make sure that you're not actually losing out on some key components like those extra bits, weapon options, build options, etc. And obviously, if you do that, you can avoid situations like this where not only are you not getting the complete kit and it's authentic, but you're actually getting a recast kit, or in this case, a 3D print. Because if I couldn't spot these from the pictures, even after asking for additional pictures and tell that they were actually like fakes, it would not surprise me at all that a new player could easily fall for it and might not even realize right away that they've been scammed. So please be careful out there, guys. Obviously, if we are going into like a little bit of an economic slowdown or all the crazy uncertainties going on around the world right now, sometimes people would be driven to desperation to do things that they wouldn't normally do. And I'm not excusing their behavior. Obviously, there is no excuse for scamming people. And what they did is definitely illegal. But the fact of the matter is, as people get more desperate, they're more likely to do illegal stuff or compromise their values. So again, I'm not defending the person that scammed me. Obviously, I am pretty salty. I have also reached out to Games Workshop about it via email and then also actually had a conversation with them as well. So hopefully we can find some sort of resolution. But the fact of the matter is, if I could just go back in time and not have purchased these, not have the headache and not have to worry about all of the issues that have come from this, I definitely would go back in time and not ever have seen that post, not ever have made the deal. But at the same time, it does give me the opportunity to discuss things like this, which are becoming more and more prevalent in the hobby. And hopefully to like warn you guys, give you a heads up, or stop this same type of scam from happening to you. So everybody's gotten taken before at least once or twice, and it never feels good. It's easy to just not tell anybody about it because you feel kind of dumb. But the truth is, we need to bring awareness to this because I had no idea to even ask, hey, flip them over so I can make sure there's not any like little bubbles in the bottoms of them or like some of the other stuff here. I was really, really surprised by the overall quality of these things in the pictures that I received, but then also by just how obvious it was as soon as I opened the box that they were fake. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier, but they are also substantially heavier than they should be. And when you like flick or tap them, they don't make the same sound as plastic does. And I'm not sure that a normal person would know that, but I have flicked many a Warhammer kits in my day, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, hopefully nobody else falls for this. Hopefully at least one person will see this and think twice about purchasing used models or potentially falling for some kind of scam like this. But it's definitely a bummer for me. I've been waiting forever to get some gladiators in stock to complete my army. And it looks like I'll be waiting just a little bit longer. So let me know down below if you've ever been scammed before. If you had any idea that you really need to look out because there are copies like this that are that close or that close to indistinguishable from the real kits, at least in some pictures. I think another really good thing to do would be avoiding kits that are already built, especially if they're already painted, because it would have been easier to spot, obviously, if they weren't on sprues, that they were 3D prints. Or if they weren't already painted, I could see like the difference in the color of the resin over the plastic. But always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. Obviously, if you don't want to share a particular story about when you got scammed, I completely understand, but I wanted to share mine with you. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check them out to save 15% on Games Workshop products. Link in the description. So that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I got scammed. But please, don't let it happen to you. And I'm out of here.